Hello everyone and welcome to our first session on ReactJS styling. Styling in React, approaches and best practices. Welcome to today's session on styling in React. We'll explore various methods for styling your React components, ensuring your applications look great and are maintainable. We'll cover CSS Stylesheets, inline styling and CSS modules along with a hands-on example to tie everything together. CSS Style Sheet. CSS Style Sheets are the traditional and widely used method for styling web applications. You create a separate CSS file where you define all your styles. In React, you import these CSS files into your components and apply the styles using the className attribute. This method is straightforward and familiar to most developers. Let's look at an example of CSS style sheet. Here, we have a simple example. We define our styles in expense_entry_item.css and then import the CSS file into our React component. The styles are applied using the className attribute. This approach is easy to understand and use. Limitations of CSS style sheets. Despite its simplicity, CSS style sheets have limitations. As the project grows, managing global styles can become cumbersome and class name conflicts might arise. Additionally, direct CSS file loading is primarily supported by Webpack, which might limit its compatibility with other tools. Inline styling. Inline styling involves defining styles directly within your components using JavaScript objects. This method is safe, avoids class name conflicts, and allows dynamic styling based on component state or props. However, it can be verbose and lacks some CSS features like pseudo classes and media queries. Example of inline styling. In this example, we define a JavaScript object item style with our styles and apply it using the style attribute. This ensures the styles are scoped to the component, preventing conflicts. CSS modules. CSS modules offer a modular and scoped approach to styling. With CSS modules, styles are locally scoped to the component by default, which prevents class name conflicts and ensures a clean structure. This method combines the best of both worlds, the familiarity of CSS and the safety of scoped styles. Example of CSS modules. In this example, we use CSS modules by creating a file with the .module.css extension. The styles are imported as an object in the component file and applied using the imported styles object. This ensures the styles are scoped locally, avoiding conflicts. Comparison of styling methods. Each styling method has its pros and cons. CSS style sheets are familiar but can become unmanageable in large projects. Inline styling is safe and dynamic, but verbose.css modules provide scoped styles and prevent conflicts, offering a balanced approach. The choice depends on your project's needs and your team's preferences. Now, we'll put theory into practice. We'll create a React application and apply different styling methods to it. Follow along as we go through each step. First, we'll apply styles using a CSS style sheet. Let's start by creating a CSS file and applying it to our component. we created a CSS file expenseentry_item.css and defined our styles. Then, we imported this CSS file into a component and applied the styles using the className attribute. Next, we'll apply styles using inline styling. We'll define a JavaScript object with our styles and apply it directly within the component. Import React from React. In this example, we defined an item style object and applied it to the div using the style attribute. This method ensures styles are scoped to the component and can be dynamically altered. Finally, we'll use CSS modules for styling. This method scopes styles to the component, preventing conflicts and ensuring modularity. Create expenseentry_item.module.css. Apply styles in expenseentry_item.js. We created a CSS module file expenseentry_item.module.css and imported it in our component. By applying the styles using the styles object, we ensure the styles are locally scoped, avoiding conflicts and maintaining a modular structure. Conclusion. In conclusion, React offers multiple styling options, each suited to different scenarios. Understanding these methods and their appropriate use cases will help you create maintainable and scalable React applications. Now, let's move on to a hands-on demonstration where we'll apply these concepts in a real React application. That's all for this session. Thank you.